All right, so part two of the employer look at the May 27th functionality. We're going to take a look at jobs, some of the things that have happened in the job side. Um, so you'll notice there's still the list here of here's all the jobs in some form or another I have in the system. And there's the opportunity to request interview schedules for any one of these. Also, if I click on applicants, I can see who has applied and what's there, and I will be able to look. What eventually what I'll be able to do is look at their documents. Here's also where I would be able to publish a resume book. That functionality is still being developed. Hopefully we'll be looking at that at the end of next week. So if we go to create a new job, I'm going to fill in some data here. All right, so a couple of things to highlight here. One of which is that the class level is a multi-select list, so if we don't want to be stringent about that, we can click multiple things there. Job number is intended as a reference field for the employer, him or herself. Job function, we're going to update this list. And the values in terms of the visas are multi-pick as well. All right, and this is obviously not a full-time position here. Languages are multi-pick, and then we get to choose whether or not any one of them is required. So in this case, we think Spanish would be valuable, but we're not saying it's a requirement in order for someone to be able to apply. Location field, some location must be chosen, but we have enough virtual jobs now that we have a doesn't matter column in here. There's a nationwide, and then, which for this purposes, we'll say, well, no, we're going to say location does matter here. Chicago, say, and we're going to be putting pick lists into state and country. One of the things we've decided to do. And one of the things I want to highlight here, a couple things. One, this is where an employer would specify what documents they want to see in addition to the resume. This is where they would put the web link for it if they want students to apply directly through their website. And if I click on this on-campus recruiting, when I go to submit the job for approval, it takes me right to the interview. So as soon as I say that OCR, I want to have an interview that's associated with this, it sets up for me. So let me populate this. So looking at a complete list here, you can see we've chosen the date, time, number of days that I think. So I'm going to ask for 2 blocks of time, starting on the 4th of July, 2 days. I think I'll be interviewing 10 people, and I expect the interviews to last an hour. This is all data that will be used to create the interview schedule when we get to that point. And here we have the interviewers that are there, and I can say, okay, I'm going to submit this for approval. And there we have it. So I've got current interviews. This is something that's waiting for approval at this point. And there. Now, a key feature of the system I want to come back to is the fact that even once I've already created a job, if I wasn't thinking of doing on-campus interviewing and I want to come back and do it, at any time I can request an interview schedule related to this job, which is one of the requirements that the career coaches had suggested we have with regards to that. And I think that's all we have right now for employer functionality in this week. Thanks.